is time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 816 for October 14th, 2024. On the show this week, we got the Wombat.
Yes, sir.
Got Anthony.
I was listening to episode 500.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on. You say that. You both say that. But in the first couple minutes, Wombat pells out Evangeline.
Yes.
And another character who I cannot remember. Because he pulls out another character.
It was the news radio guy.
It's the news radio guy. That's what it was.
And now, News for Gamers Internet Star Radio program proudly brings to you Killer Wolverine's Weekly Dirt.
That's the reason why I need to go through and cut some of the stuff out. Because there's stuff that's worth saving in like 3 hours of crap.
Wow, thanks.
Hey,
tell us how you really feel.
There's far less save. That 500 was before I started, so there's a lot less to save after that.
I think I listened to an episode recently, like an older episode, where I joked with Wombat about, like, can you imagine when we get to 800? And then we joked about when we get to 1,000, our kids will be in college.
Yeah, that was episode 500 where you were talking about that. Yep.
Jesus Christ. And it's true, because what? 1,000 would be 4 more years?
Another 4 more years, yeah. Our kids will be in college.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm not old.
Yeah.
The reason I was messing with Audacity is there was a new Offspring album that came out on Friday, and we were listening to it in the car, and my son was like, didn't these guys come out in the 90s? I was like, well, it was actually like late 80s. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
That was 35 years ago.
Yeah,
He's like, aren't they like 70? I was like, well, more like mid-50s, early 60s.
Yeah, technically they're 86 is when they start.
Yeah.
Because they were some other band before. Their first album's 89.
Yep.
And I have the reissue version of that, not the original artwork, which is like the guy getting exploded.
Oh, yeah. But they didn't get huge until 94 with Smash.
Yeah. That's how, I mean, even me listening to it 2 decades later, I think it would have been, I heard Self-Esteem on the radio, and it's like, wow, that band's got some really smart lyrics. I'm going to listen to more of that. And then, because, like, that's one thing with The Offspring, is if you just kind of listen to The Offspring as, like, background music, it just sounds of the era. But he's writing smarter lyrics.
Well, dude does have a PhD.
I know, but that doesn't mean that you're going to write smart lyrics.
No, but he's an extremely intelligent dude.
But it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I was impressed with, like, You're Gonna Go Far, Kid. I don't know. That band continues to impress me.
And then so you get songs like
old.
Like, I don't know if you've heard the new or the last album.
The newest one? The last one I heard. Like
the song about is like, we don't have sex anymore.
Yeah,
we never roll around on the floor.
They always had songs like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, there's one.
The soap song at the end of oh my god, what is the album? The one with the statue on the cover. Fuck.
Americana?
No. Splinter. Yeah, because Americana is the one with the kid on the swing with the fucking
that's right.
crawfish.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the song at the end is like, if you're in prison, don't turn the other cheek.
Jesus. Oh. God damn it. I gotta find the Me and My Old Lady.
Oh, yeah. Sip on wine.
Yeah, that's the lyric we're going to repeat, not the
not the other
one.
Okay. Yeah, right. No. Yeah, there's.
I don't know. I knew of them from Crazy Taxi, but I was like, background music. Again, my point stands.
Dude, being 15 in '94 when Come Out and Play hit, you could not walk 2 steps without hearing that goddamn song.
Oh, it was all over the place. It was all over MTV too, like all the time.
Overplayed
would
to the
play
point
that
where
album or
that
that song.
song loses its point. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's not something all that crazy. I don't know. I've always been impressed with The Offspring as someone that went back to their catalog. I was like, wow, okay, so like they were trying to be smarter than their contemporaries, I guess.
I mean, it's the reason why they're still around, really.
I mean, I would argue the only other people that are kind of that are Green Day, but I always kind of don't conflate the two. They're very different sounding. But...
Yeah, well, Green Day also kind of evolved their sound a lot.
That is true.
Yeah.
They're very different now. See, for me...
Yeah, it's putting out albums no one wants to listen to now.
Yeah, see, for me, like, the band that's been around that long, definitely not as popular as NoFX, and it's crazy to me that
they're done.
They're done. And it just blows my mind. Like, I've seen them live. I've been listening to them since, God, early 2000s. Like, I got into them in the early 2000s, I think. Or no, late 90s, sorry.
Since 83.
Yeah. And then, to be fair, the stuff from 80s is hard to listen to now. But Jesus. That's a long time to be making music.
Yeah.
Anyway, video games are also a thing. So I guess we should talk about those.
Are they, though?
I mean, they are. There's a lot of them.
Are there video games that matter that don't have The Offspring as a soundtrack?
Well, that's only, like 3 games?
So,
Beatles Rock Band is one of those, I think.
That's fair.
No, you can unlock Offspring.
Yeah, except Paul McCartney sings it. He's like, yeah. Hey, I don't have a good Paul McCartney voice. Sorry.
It's fine. It's more of just the thought of Paul McCartney singing that song.
You know,
what kills me.
You know what's funny is so speaking on the Beatles. So when I was a teenager, they released that Beatles anthology. I don't know if you guys remember the Beatles anthology CDs.
Oh yeah,
Are you talking like 1?
Well, 1, 2, and 3. They had.
I didn't know there was
3.
There was follow-ups. Okay.
Yeah, they had the 3. They came out, I think, in '94, late '94, and then the next 2. But for most of their catalog, those CDs were like my first exposure to the Beatles. And so to this day, and so just in case you don't know, there's almost no single versions on that anthology. It's almost all demos and outtakes and take 15 of 26 or whatever. So from most of their catalog, the real actual album versions sound weird to me. Because I spent so much of my teenage years listening to the versions that were on the anthology CDs, which were, like I said, outtakes and demos and early versions.
I need you to know, I was going to look these up because I'm not familiar with those anthology CDs. So I type in Discogs, and it it autofilled to Jerry Braxton.
There you go.
Well, it's because you've been searching for it recently.
The man.
I mean, I did. I needed to know more about Jerry Braxton, which is a conversation nobody knows what the fuck we're talking about.
There is very little to know. He's unknowable. Anthology for people who don't know was it was a series of albums, but also a television series as well. And so, also famously, the surviving Beatles got together and finished a couple of John Lennon songs. One of them was Free as a Bird, and the other one is Real Love, that were on the first 2 anthology CDs. So it was kind of a big deal in the mid-90s. Like they There was a lot of press around that set. But again, because I bought them and listened to them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And now sometimes I'll hear one of the album versions of those songs, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound right for some reason. And I realize it's because I'm expecting some goofy ass intro or weird musical interlude in the middle that they just did because they were fucking around for a demo.
I don't think that's why they did it. I think they did it because of maybe substances.
Well, I'm sure that was part of it too, but
Although as soon as you said "free as a bird," I immediately in my brain just went. Sorry.
wrong free bird.
Yeah, wrong free bird.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, you want to get us started? I was gonna pull up my played
yeah,
games.
whatever.
I
I don't got a lot to talk about. Even though I wasn't here last week, I'm in the process of playing Emio the Smiling Man, which I'm not going to talk too much about. Because I'm not very far. I did see my mom, and I had her engage with Atari 50 because it's not necessarily all a video game. She thought it was quite neat. We also played some of the Atari Recharged games because she grew up playing Atari because one of her sisters had one. And we played some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. She actually really liked that. There's a surprise.
Who doesn't like
exactly. We also played WarioWare Get It Together, which is the one where you control specific characters. So we played some of that. Obviously, she's not great at it because she doesn't know the mini games, micro games, I should say. But there's a lot of extra modes in that game that I didn't realize. One of them is you play air hockey. And whoever touched the puck last wins, that round. Then the other person... Sorry, and then the person that wins goes inside a micro game and tries to compete it while the other person is hitting the screen. It's a small screen inside, and sometimes it's attached by ropes. Sometimes they can actually flatten the screen by hitting it. It was really hard, but a lot of fun, surprisingly. Quite challenging to complete mini games that you can't see. And I've played more Zelda. I've been going through my ROMs on my legally obtained things on my Analog Pocket because I installed cores on it. Am I crazy? I thought there was audio in the Donkey Kong Game Boy game when you played on a Super Game Boy.
No, that's of course there's audio. What are you talking about?
I thought you had Pauline say help.
Oh, you're talking about extra audio.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
It didn't seem to do that, although I could load the border and custom palette inside. Now,
well, some of those cores they'll give you parts of it. They won't give you all of it. So
if I played, because I actually have the cartridge for Donkey Kong. If I play the cartridge normally on the Analog Pocket, I cannot see the Super Game Boy screen. Mm-hmm. If I load up the Game Boy core, I can.
Yeah, those cores, it's all going to depend on the core itself. Some of them have things that are missing. Some of them allow you to remove the sprites per scan line. Some of them allow you to remove things like flicker. And then, some of the games just don't... pieces of them don't work the way that they should. And that's where you get the people who are like, well, it's not the same.
I mean, it's still... The Game Boy core is cores, because there's the Game Boy Advance one as well.
Mm.
They're not as good as Analog's own software.
Sure.
But I don't care about that when, I'm using it to play. We obtain backups. So,
I dumped all of mine. That's what happened. For real.
What do you mean?
Just move on.
Oh, sorry, dump. Yeah, got it. Yeah. We bought the adapter.
Yes,
it's amazing how many fit on the phone.
Cartridge dumper for everything. We're good. Shh! Don't come after me, Nintendo. I'm sorry, Mario. I'll buy an Alarmo.
We'll talk about that. I did. Speaking of, bought stuff that I have barely used because I was installing stuff to it because I also like the fiddle sometimes, although it's really not. It's more of just getting
Don't just
choices.
accept your fiddling fate.
So, fuck. So the process of putting stuff on my PS Vita has been a nightmare, by the way. So I modded my Vita, and part of it was, hey, I would love to legitimately play the games that I've bought, except that like the way you mod the Vita, you're actually switching where it reads like a memory card from.
This
And so
is this custom firmware?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of. It acts the exact same way as Vita firmware, so it doesn't look any different. Sony can go fuck themselves because downloading shit on the Vita is terrible.
Speed wise, or just the cumbersome store?
So you're not using a store, you're using somebody's backups in the net, because the problem is, again, switching the stuff back and forth. I was just looking for a version of like Silent Hill with all the DLC, because I bought all the DLC. So I wanted the DLC for Silent Hill Book of Memories and stuff like that. But again, removing the game cartridge now is removing my memory card. So I'm just doing it the way this program called PKGJ or whatever. But do you remember how it installed? It installed in those stupid bubbles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then you had to like tap the bubble.
It does the exact same thing. So it can only load like 20 downloads at a time, and then it makes you install all of them before you can really kind of do anything else with it.
PS3 is the same way with the bubbles.
Fucking piece of shit. Fuck, I hate that fucking system. I'm glad it's dead.
PlayStation had some real software problems in that era.
Hey, how do you fucking nail the PSP and fuck up the Vita so bad?
I mean, I don't know. It's Sony.
It's a nice system. Again, if I could use my actual cards to make this easier, I would, but it just can't. Otherwise, I have to keep going into the system and switching the two memory card slots back and forth. That's not happening. But anyways, I did buy a Steam Deck. I got a good deal on one. It was $380 for a 256 model, with like everything, including the box it shipped in.
Do you have a dock or no dock?
No dock. Do they even sell an official dock?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
It's way more expensive, and
I
think the official dock's like $70, and you can buy.
That's cheaper than the analog pocket dock.
Yeah, but you can buy I think I sent you the dock that I have. The dock I have I think was $16 or $17 American.
Yeah,
so
dude, that Nintendo Switch dock is ungodly expensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more going on with the Switch dock.
There's really not. It's just a USB 3 to HDMI,
really?
Except for the new OLED model, which has Ethernet on it as well.
Oh, okay. Huh.
It's literally all it is. It's just a USB-C to HDMI.
So, can you USB-C out from the Switch normally?
No. Of course not, because Nintendo shit's proprietary.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's the reason why I didn't think it was that. But yeah, so I bought a Switch Deck, or Steam Deck, I should say. I haven't played much on it because I was installing things. Now,
fiddling.
I had a little bit of problems where, like, it would suddenly say, like, guys, there's no memory left. And I'm like, yeah, there is. There's no memory left because, like, you've set up, like, dummy memory to install into. So I'd have to, like, restart the Steam Deck, and as soon as it restarted, it would be like, oh yeah, no, actually, we're good. It was just very odd. I haven't had that issue since setting it up initially. I have started up Booty Cheeks once to see how it ran. Pretty impressed. I started up one of the Half-Lives to see how it was as well. Yeah, no, I love how easy it is to use. Kind kind of makes me regret buying certain things on the Switch, I'll be honest.
I mean, that's what happens, you know.
But, you know, it's great because, like, for a while, I've been wanting to play Octopath Traveler.
Oh yeah, it's a great game.
RPGs are great on the go, but I had it on Steam. And so part of me was like, do I get the sequel on Switch? And that now I can just play the original. Let's see. I'm just going to quickly go through my installed list to see if there's anything that would bother all of you. I did. So one thing I wasn't, if I hadn't literally listened to somebody talk about it like the week before on a different podcast, I did get Aperture Desk Job, which is the Portal tie-in.
Yeah, is it good?
I figured you had played it.
No, I have not played it.
Oh my god. Okay, so I've got that. That's the last time people feel good for me. Black Mesa. I'm just quickly going through because there's one I just saw. Sorry, I'm in my menu as I'm speaking, of course. Gravity Circuit was a must. I put Monster Boy. It's basically if you look at it, it's a bunch of Metroidvanias, point and click adventures, and Mega Man clones.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the kind of stuff that you can run on the deck.
There was a couple where I was like, I'm surprised I couldn't, because I was gonna put on the Styx games because I have them both on Steam. Styx 1 works, Styx 2 doesn't.
What do you mean by doesn't work?
It's not a it's one that's actually crossed out. It says it's not Steam Deck compatible.
Oh, just because it says it's not compatible doesn't mean it won't run.
Just means it hasn't been optimized.
It means it hasn't been officially confirmed.
Yeah, you can still download it and try it.
So the crossed out ones don't really mean it's not that it won't work.
No, so it just means that they haven't confirmed that it's got
fucking
compatibility.
Christ. No, that's nice to know.
Yeah, so the there's verified, there's
unverified.
There's a yellow
playable.
one too that I can't playable.
That's just playable, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's unverified. And it just means that they haven't confirmed that it works. But I've
unverified, I have a couple installed that are unverified.
Because the Dragon Age games all say that they're not supported, but they play. They're just you generally. I mean, you'll have to do stuff like you might have to manually make the keyboard come up, which is just the Steam button and X at the same time.
Okay.
Or you might have to use like community layouts for the controls.
I have a Steam controller.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm familiar with this. You basically need to rely on the community that someone had gone before and decided to map down everything.
Right. But like, I mean, I played the entirety of Baldur's Gate 3 on the Steam Deck. So, in terms of performance, it didn't look as good as it probably would have if I had a PC or.
It probably looks better than my PC.
I mean, it probably
better than my PC.
Yeah. To be fair, I kept it on like if you look up online, I think it's ProtonDB is the website. It'll tell you the best settings and stuff to use for some games to make them run the best on Steam Deck. Okay. So you should be able to tweak some stuff here and there to get some of this stuff up and running.
So here's one that everybody will hate. Nights into Dreams.
Oh God.
Yeah.
God, what a terrible game.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, so I do have one that I'm gonna bitch about though. Somebody said they wanted an Anthony rant. No, you'll regret that. World of Horror was an easy one where I'm like, oh, absolutely, I love that game. The Switch version that I also bought runs, but not great. So I'm like, okay, so I can play one, and play it on the Steam Deck. It's even verified, guys. Whoever verified it should be punched in the face. It is not. So so the whole game is like, you can set it so it actually looks like a smaller screen in your screen, because it's actually zooms in on the screen, but it looks like it's an old computer monitor that you're playing it on. So normally I go full screen with the thing and then just have it go whatever resolution it thinks is fine. Like it's pretty good at scaling on my PC. So I was like, okay, cool. So it should have no issue scaling. I don't know why, but like it will not, with the graphics settings, set itself to a good size on the screen. It's always kind of like off-centered too. I don't blame the Steam Deck. I'm blaming World of Horror on this. The best way you can do it, because on the base settings, it is zoomed in too much. You get a little bit of the left side and right side of the screen cut off, and you wouldn't notice, except that there's text that gets a little cut off just on the edge. So that bothered me. So I went into the settings trying to fix it, and of course nothing fucking works, except the option to stretch the screen. So what it does is it kind of pushes in the cutoff areas and then stretches the screen vertically. And it's all pixel art, so it looks like shit. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Of course. Not the first time that game's disappointed me. But yeah, it looks like the portable version is still best played on Switch, and that version sucks. So, yeah, that was a bit of time that I spent on the Steam Deck. Instead of playing something, I was fiddling around, wondering why the fuck this game, of all things, it looks fine on the Switch. Like, it runs slower on the Switch, but they got the graphics right. And I don't know, it just kind of is upsetting, because, like, that is one thing that maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm Ryan in this situation. I can't imagine this screen looking better. Like, I just can't imagine the OLED being that much of a difference.
Yeah, I haven't seen the OLED in person yet, so I can't.
I can 100%
comment.
tell you that an OLED screen on a portable makes a huge fucking difference.
I agree that it did on the Wii, so I have to assume it did on the Steam Deck, or on the Switch, but I haven't seen it in person. So.
I
think I'm more complimenting because, like, the screen on the Switch is also nowhere near as pretty as the one on the Steam Deck. And I mean, that's just Nintendo. That's also hardware getting cheaper over time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But like, it is beautiful already. That's my compliment. Like, if the OLED looks even that much better, like, it is worth every penny then. But to me, it's just like, the reason why you get the OLED is because it's also the one that's got a terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, an OLED screen. I don't even play portable, but I have two Switches. If you put them side by side, the OLED next to the old one, massive difference.
Okay. I'm not denying that. Like, I mean, the Vitas looked very different. The one with the LCD looks much cheaper.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, that didn't help because also the build quality was cheaper, but like, the original Vita screen is gorgeous. So
Yep.
I'm not surprised. It's just
that was the reverse, where it came out with the better screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty that's kind of the Sony thing, though. It's like they put the cheaper parts in.
The PS3 being like king shit of cheap mountain.
Dude, the last PS3 revision,
where you just slide the top open.
That thing was fucking trash, dude.
Oh, what a piece of junk.
Power of the cell.
Sell my ass. I think.
What?
I subscribe to your OnlyFans. Sell my ass.
OnlyFans detected.
Nobody wants that.
No, they don't. But then again, how many of those are out there that you would think nobody wants? But come on now.
Question before we leave my video games. Question for you, Ken. Seeing as I know you're into the shmemulation. Do you cull your ROM list?
Like, clean it up, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I get rid of dupes. I make sure discs.
Do you get rid of games you have no interest in too?
No,
Really?
Yeah, no,
I'm a completionist.
I don't do that.
Goodbye.
I don't do that either.
I don't have the fucking time to. If I was like backing it up on my computer, I don't care. But on a portable device, I don't want to fucking.
Oh, well, I don't have a portable device. I literally have an 8 terabyte hard drive.
Oh, you don't
where
have a
everything
portable.
gets
I thought you
dumped.
had a portable like shmemulation thing too.
Well, that's one they sent me to review.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't put any. The only thing I put on there was the Nintendo stuff to test it because they don't put Nintendo stuff on there when they sell it. So
of course, because yeah, that's one thing that that's kind of the reason why I've been picking up the Analog Pocket. I'm just
if you're going portable, your space is an issue, so you definitely want to call it.
It's space, because I mean,
well, they will when you start getting into PS2. Let me tell you about that.
Well, my Analog can't do that. So think about space wise. You can only play up to like 16-bit.
My 8 terabyte is probably 70% PS2 as far as space goes.
That's because PS2 had. I mean, that's my.
Yeah, DVDs, man. Come on.
Well, not even that. Just the sheer quantity.
Oh yeah.
Right, because some of those games don't take up. They're on a DVD and they're only 100 megabytes still.
PlayStation 1 is like probably 10% of the hard
That's
drive.
probably about my modded OG PS3.
I'm always interested going back now, like, and seeing how big some games were. It's always interesting to me once you get past the 16-bit era. Because 16-bit era, they were always what they were. But when you get into like 64, it's like, huh, game's pretty big.
Yeah.
Or the Resident Evil 2 cartridge that physically weighs more.
Yeah, 100% it weighed more. It was crazy,
and I
man.
mean that game is still insane on a technical level.
That's one of those games you look at and you're like, there's no way this should exist.
It's got a unique game mode in it too, where it randomizes the items. Yep,
and it's still like it shouldn't exist, but it's still not as good as PlayStation version.
No, but yeah. So So space is not the issue on the Pocket because like I have a 128 gigabyte card in there, and I could probably downsize to an 8 gigabyte card and not. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm a space whore. Like almost everything I have has an 8 terabyte attached to it.
Right, yeah, but you're also like not moving around with it. You know, you're not just basing it all off a SD. So, yeah, so I'm calling my list actually, playing stuff. I finally played. Okay, this is one of my favorite Game Boy games. Is Quirk from Acclaim. You might remember him from that shitty TV show. He's a tomato or something.
Yeah, I remember that game.
I fucking love that game. The music is permanently stuck in my head. I played that game a lot. And it's one of those games that we got because it was cheap from like a cash converters. And we were going on a trip and my parents needed something to keep me entertained. I got Wario Land 2 that way as well. So I always wanted to play because it's actually like a series of games, and that's the only one that ever got like fully translated, except for Amazing Tater, which also got translated.
That's a great name.
I was very disappointed because I'm pretty sure they're the exact same levels from Quirk.
Still, though, when your name is Amazing Tater,
it's also one of the most expensive Game Boy games, which disappoints me because, like, as a Quirk fan, I would love to have that entire series. I kind of do now, but you know,
bro, I can't deal with the prices of it. So I was watching a video this weekend from the Portland Retro Game Expo, and I guess one of the most rare Xbox 360 games is F1 2003.
No, and it's probably like $500.
Oh yeah, it's an ungodly amount of money. But if you buy it on the PS2, it's like $20.
Of course.
And I'm like, what?
Well,
you're not even playing games at that point. You're playing numbers.
Nope.
Stupid.
So they're doing that in real time now too, with bad video games. Have you ever heard of limited rare games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a couple PR releases from them.
It looked like a joke or whatever, and I guess their original release was like some poop game, and I'm not even kidding. Like it was a game.
It's a game about poop. Yeah.
And like people, thought it was a joke, and it was only up for like an hour or two, and they're now the most rare fucking PS4 games. They go for like thousands of dollars.
What was
Everything they put
the
out looks like
most
shit.
the most expensive game I saw in that video about Portland Retro Game Expo was a Barbie pup game that was only on store shelves for 3 weeks. It was selling for $5,000.
It's a DS game.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Because it gets even worse. I'm pretty sure it was Canada only.
still, like, who
Something
wants
like
to
that.
play
So,
a
like-
Barbie pup game?
You know what?
Fans of Barbies and pups, I guess.
No,
In-
no,
in
they
a-
don't even want to play it. They're like, fuck off. I don't
In
play
a
that.
world where like F1 is an expensive game, the Barbie doesn't upset me as much. Unless that's the best F1 game ever made, which I somehow doubt.
It's really not. It's mediocre at best.
You know, because like the Barbie game might have
that
something
should be the
weird
tagline for
going
this
on in it.
podcast.
It's mediocre at best.
Yep.
It fits.
God damn it, though, we're delivering our best today.
Goddamn right.
That's right. I think we're mid. Yeah. That's it. I should stop talking now.
All right, Wombat, you want to go? I don't know if Terrence going to show up or not, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. So, what have I played this week?
Well, I can't answer that.
Not a ton is the answer. I played some more Black Myth Wukong. I'm really enjoying that game. It's a lot of fun. It is difficult. It's difficult in the way that like Ninja Gaiden is difficult. It's not difficult in the way that like Dark Souls is difficult.
It's very much not a Souls game at all.
No, it's not at all. It's difficult in the sense that you you are gonna bang your head against the wall on some of the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not difficult in the sense that if you lose progression or any of that stuff. You just die and you go back to a shrine and try again. So I can appreciate that kind of difficulty. As much as I love like Demon Souls and Elden Ring, if you lost progress in this game the way you do in those games, given its nature, I probably wouldn't still be playing it. But it's more like a fast-paced action game than a Souls game. So I'm digging it so far. I intend to finish it, but we'll see how it goes.
I got to tell you this. So there has to be a deal. Hisense is built in China, right? I believe so.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain, but
I was testing a Hisense TV this weekend, and you know how the TVs now have those game modes?
yes.
And they have like picture settings. There's literally a picture setting just for Black Myth Wukong. It's the only game
That's great.
that has its own picture setting, but like you scroll through, it's like RPG, FPS, Black Myth Wukong.
Yep. Hisense Group is a Chinese multinational major appliance and electronics manufacturer.
They have to have some sort of deal with that game.
I'm sure they probably do.
It's just so funny to me as I'm scrolling through the picture modes. I'm like, RPG, FPS, Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with as crazy as this game has sold, it's not surprising that a Chinese television manufacturer would have a Black Myth Wukong setting on their television.
Yeah, this TV is built just for you, Monkey King. There it is, right there's the article. Yep. Hisense partners with Black Myth Wukong to elevate the gaming. God, I love these headlines. Elevate the gaming. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I switched to that mode, I didn't think it was all that. Sorry.
But were you playing Black Myth at the time?
I was not. Sorry. Unfortunately,
That's
I
why.
was not playing. But I should have switched over to Black Myth Wukong and tested it.
Yeah, you should have. See, that's
Yeah,
shame on you
I
for
know
not.
I fucked up. I'm sorry. I fucked up.
So anyway, the game is a lot of fun. The bosses are cool. I like the way they tell the story, and I like the it's got a neat journal with like the what do you call it, descriptions for each of the characters you meet, and some pretty cool artwork that goes along with it, and the way they like the way the journal entries are, it doesn't really tell you. It's not like journal entries in some games like this. You meet a character and then you look at the journal entry and it's like, I met this character and he did this and this was what happened. In this game, it's like the mythology, so it tells you like a mythological story about that character. So it's really cool. I'm digging the game a lot. I love the way it looks. It's got a cool art style to it. So, like I said, I intend to finish it, assuming my skills will allow me to finish it. Well, that's the other thing though, right? Is because you don't lose your progression. You can literally just keep banging up against whatever challenge you're up against, and eventually, you'll get enough will and stuff to level up, and when you level up, you get new skills. So you don't, you can progress even when you're losing, which is good. Outside of that, I mean, I think the only other thing that I spent a significant amount of time playing is Skies of Arcadia Legends, which I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I was going back to, and just making my way through that. Not really much for me to talk about on that game that hasn't been discussed to death over the last 20 years.
Which version? Which version is that?
The GameCube
Legends
one, right?
is the GameCube version. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the GameCube. If you haven't played either of the versions, I highly recommend the GameCube version. Not only because the visuals are better and they've added some quality of life improvements and stuff, but because they significantly reduced the random battle encounter rate for the GameCube version, and it makes a world of difference, because as much as I love the Dreamcast original, there are way too many random battles in that original version. It's brutal to try to get through an area with the number of random battles that are in it. So they fixed that, and I'll say they balanced that much better in the GameCube version. So if you're going to play one of the two, that's the one. That's the one I would recommend. By the way, that original game, the GameCube version of that game, came out only 3.5 years before we started this podcast. If you want to feel old for a second.
Fuck out of here.
Believe it or not, the GameCube was still the most current Nintendo system when we started this podcast.
Jesus fucking Christ. I can't.
So we were preparing for the Wii launch.
We were preparing for the PS3 too. Jesus.
Yeah, we were preparing for the PS3
PS2
as well.
Was the most current PlayStation console at the time.
Right. And the 360 had only been out for like 8 months at that point.
Yep, because that's all we talked about was like Dead Rising and fucking
9 months, I guess, because it came out in November, right? And we started the podcast in August.
Yep,
so.
that is correct.
Yeah. So that's probably enough. But yeah, that's it. I haven't played anything else other than that.
All right. Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of shit that I can't tell you about. Which is also crazy because some of the stuff that I have is like old shit. Like I have a bunch of remasters and Night Dive upgrades to old games that I'm playing that I can't tell you about. So before I go on my rant, because I said I had a rant this week, I'll talk about a couple indie games that I got to check out. So Undisputed's pretty good, Ryan.
Is it?
It feels good to play. It's got some good mechanics. It looks good. I think you'll dig it.
Okay.
It's a very fun boxing game for sure.
Okay.
I played the tutorial of Starship Troopers Extermination. I didn't realize that was like a base builder like horde game. It's like you have to build your bases and walls and towers and stuff, and then shoot the bugs. It's pretty fun. But like I said, I only played the tutorial because I just don't have time to play a lot of these games. Probably the biggest shocker to me was Transformers Galactic Trials. Like, whoever made this game understood the assignment. It plays just like Mario Kart in the racing parts of it. The hook to this game is that during the race, you'll go into robot form, where you have to like walk around in third person and shoot enemies while also trying to progress forward. It's not hateful. Like, those are my least favorite parts of the game, is the robot sections. Like, I don't think those play very well. But the racing part of it is really kind of fun. And I was shocked, because it's either Game Mill or Outright. I can't remember which one that publishes this.
Outright.
Okay. So, like, I half expect it to suck.
Trying to find the developer, because...
Yeah, it popped up at the beginning of the game. I didn't even pay attention to it, because I just expected it to just be trash. Like,
you know, okay, so I will say this. They do a lot of Paw Patrol games.
Maybe there's something to what Drew's doing over there. I don't know.
Gigantosaurus Dino Kart.
Never played that one.
So Hot Wheels Monster Truck Stunt Mayhem.
That's the one that's coming out, or is...
Yeah.
I think it's coming out like next week or something.
I'm just looking at their...
It's not bad! It's not bad.
Okay.
I'm shocked. Like, I legitimately...
but that was the same with the DC game from Outright.
Yeah.
Where it was like, how is this good?
Like, Game Mill, you need to step up your game because you're getting outdone by Outright games.
Fuck. Yeah.
I also played a bunch of MK1 this weekend because I guess they do this regularly, but I'd never noticed when they do it. But they'll do like a double XP where your profile levels and stuff goes double. That should just be the default. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, I was able to complete like 2 characters' second fatalities over the weekend because of the double XP. Like, that's just what it should be. I also went back to MK11. That's a better game. It just is. Makes me sad.
Yeah, I still have not played MK1 at all, so...
Plays fantastic.
One of these days.
It just... Man, that grinding sucks. Just really sucks. I also checked out the Vessel of Hatred DLC for Diablo. It's good. I like the new class. It's an interesting, like, with the poison stuff and like the different animal abilities, and they've really made that game more like Diablo 3, and I'm down with that. Like, let's just kill some demons and have some fun. And that's what it is. And I know Wombat will appreciate this, but so I've been trying to get into Shattered Space. So I booted it up last night, and I guess the way to trigger it is that you just have to go into space and do like a light speed jump to a different system, and it'll trigger it. So I did that, but apparently a lot of people are having bugs when they go back to Starfield's later saves, and I got one of those bugs. So
fun.
When I'm flying around in my ship, Sarah just consistently goes, "I don't know what happened, Walter, but it'll be okay. I don't know what happened, Walter, but it'll be okay." She won't stop saying that over and over and over. And I was like, is it something? Am I missing something? I was like, oh, it's a bug. Oh, that's
I don't know what
fun.
happened, Walter, but it'll be okay.
Yeah, she just keeps telling Walter it's gonna be okay.
Well, I'm glad Walter is reassured.
Yes.
If we title episodes, that should be the title of the episode.
Yeah, we do we do the tagline for every episode.
That's the tagline.
I'm sorry, Walter. It'll be okay. All right. So 2 games that really like that grinded my gears this week, and they're totally nothing alike, but they really invoked the same thing to me. The first one was Disney's Epic Mickey Rebrushed.
I bought it.
It's
I
good.
have not played it.
It's good. But before I tell you my issues with it, I'll go to the second game, which is Metaphor Refantasio.
I already saw that game not being a Ken game.
So, like,
am I wrong?
I don't know, Anthony. I didn't play it.
Oh.
I had it turned on for 40 minutes, but I never played it.
Oh. Again, I knew it wasn't going to be a Ken game.
I want to know why
What
video
level?
game developers can't just shut the fuck up and let me play your game. Now, you might be wondering...
You want Metal Gear Solid 4 back. You can't complain about this.
No, I still can.
No.
Yeah.
You can't.
I can
Okay,
complain
well,
about it.
you immediately sound like a hypocrite, and that doesn't stand.
No, Metal Gear
Trust
Solid.
me, I know.
I don't play Metal Gear Solid for the game.
Oh my god.
Well,
that's what people play these RPGs for nowadays.
What
It's
about
for the
Epic
story.
Mickey Rebrushed? I told you there was a theme here.
Okay.
So let me tell you about...
That's more understandable than...
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fine. Again, would like to tell you if I liked Metaphor Fantasio, but again, I didn't play it. Now let me tell you about Disney's Epic Mickey Rebrushed. So, the level starts off the same as the demo, which is tutorial, which I was kind of only half paying attention when I played the demo. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. How fucking stupid do you think people are? So this is an experience with Epic Mickey. You start the game stops. This little dude comes out, he's like, "Hey Mickey, this monster's gonna get you," and then he goes into this diatribe for like 20 minutes. I guess,
Hey Mickey, this monster's gonna get
dude,
you.
I know you're laughing, but that's kind of the voice he has in the game. So then after he goes through all this, and he's like, "All right, I need you to get up to that machine and hit it so that the monster will lose one of his abilities." So as soon as I get up there, he pops out again. He's like, "Hey Mickey, use your spin attack. You hit the X button, you spin around, you can break things, then it'll kill the monster." I'm like, okay. So I spin once, take 2 steps, there's a gap. He's like, "Hey Mickey, did you know if you hit the A button, you could jump? Hey Mickey, do you know if you hold the A button, you'll jump higher? Hey Mickey, did you know?"
Hey Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind.
And I'm just sitting here, I'm like,
From the mind of Warren Spector.
are you gonna let me
Remember,
play?
for games like Thief and System Shock comes the most outright explanatory.
This dude breaks up the action every 2 minutes to be like, "Hey Mickey, did you know if you hit the A button twice, you'll double jump?"
Oh man, we really need to clip. Hey Mickey, that needs to be on the soundboard.
It's 100% accurate. That is what happens every single time.
And it's been, I don't remember when that first game came out. At least 15 years ago, right? No, not that long.
It was a Wii game?
It was a Wii game, yeah, for sure. I can't remember exactly when it came out. So I don't remember the "Hey Mickey" guy from back then, but I'm sure he probably existed at the time.
"Hey Mickey, did you know that if you press the B button, you'll duck? They can't see you because that's some stealth activity right there."
Remember, that's probably there because in the Wii version they had to tell you what motion.
Yeah, that's fine, Anthony, but
Right.
this isn't Epic Mickey on the Wii. This is Epic Mickey Rebrushed.
I understand that.
Hey, Anthony, did you know that this is a remake of a Wii game?
I hate this character. I like the Evangeline.
Man.
When he shows up, it's fun. This new character you're introducing, I fucking hate him already.
Well, thank you, Anthony. Praise the Lord.
Hey, Evangeline, did you know when you talk, everybody hates you?
Oh, I did not know that. Praise be.
Hey, Terrence, when you listen to this is what you missed, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, yeah, there's so many games these days that's just like, just let me fucking play the game, man. We don't need to have a conversation about double jump, okay? There's literally nothing you can tell me. There's no reason there needs to be a paragraph of text that tells me about how to double jump. Just saying. Oh, I forgot the last game I played. I played Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
It's very good.
I'm willing to admit that hey, apparently I'm interested in playing it. I'm surprised because knowing the developer, I had none.
I want to tell you that I have not been this stressed playing a game because they do a fantastic job with like the audio and the visual cues of like horror. Like I am very uncomfortable
And
playing this game.
It's not a remake. Like it's like a Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's 100%
right?
like a
All
full
over the
on
shoulder.
Yeah, over the shoulder,
Okay.
third person shooter.
And they can still manage to get those moments.
Oh, 100%. Like some of the audio in this
fucking-
game. So this game is mixed in Dolby Atmos. So like when shit's crawling on the ceiling, you can fucking hear it.
Hey, you know what? Good on them. I'm glad that this game worked out.
Yeah, it's
Have
very
you seen
uncomfortable.
The mods for it? Have you seen the mods for it that basically take the fog away and make it like super sunshiny and stuff?
Yes,
I thought you were going to talk about the other mod.
They call it Silent Hill 2 HD.
Yeah, the my favorite line that I saw about that was on a screenshot of the mod where it's like all bright and sunny and no fog, and the comment said, "Fuck you, unsilences your hill."
I saw the mod yesterday of already we fixed her face mod,
Oh, Jesus Christ!
and of course she looks like a fucking model.
Instagram model.
Yeah.
That's even. It's irritating because like that's not even correct to the original. Like this, I didn't like the model redesign because I felt that the weirdness that the original has, it's very much based on the models and how they looked and acted.
There's a lot of subtle detail in these news, like the fidelity you get from this. Just to give you an example,
Well, but that's it. It feels like I don't know. Like I've seen some of the stuff in motion for this now, like because I've seen gameplay clips. I try to scroll past them fast enough. I don't know. It just looks very much what I would hope it would look like. It did not expect it to look like.
there's a ton of very subtle details in the fidelity of this game that'll make you uncomfortable if you pay attention to them.
Like visually,
Like James's wedding ring. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the tan around it because it's missing.
yeah.
Like little details like that.
huh?
Like there's a lot of stuff like that you can get because I think this is Unreal 5, which means obviously it doesn't run locked on PS5. Also, it makes my PlayStation 5 Slim sound like a fucking PS4, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, this apparently works on Steam Deck.
I would be
So
shocked
will
if
be
it
playing
runs
it.
well on Steam
No,
Deck.
I've heard so people have shown what the low settings look like. I'm telling you, it still looks amazing.
Yeah, but I'm curious how it runs because it stutters like a son of a bitch on big boy PCs.
I think from my understanding, it ran okay. There was some frame dips outside in bigger areas, but I think. But
you should
I didn't read
definitely,
any complaints.
if you like the original, you should play this 100%.
I'm willing to be wrong. I guess I am. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it doesn't suck because that was going to kind of prove that team couldn't make good stuff.
No, this is really really good in basically every facet. So
I hope it starts a new path for them because a lot of their stuff is sort of no combat walking sims.
yeah, I think it's funny how people are like, ha ha ha, you got to eat your words. I'm like, dude, the medium still sucks. Like. Like, this doesn't change that. I'm happy that Silent Hill 2 is a good game, but it does not retroactively make their past games better.
Right.
Like, that's not how that works. So,
But based on their past games, I was expecting this one to follow in line. I'm not I'm willing to be wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. Do you want a fucking cookie? You win nothing.
Yeah, everybody online. No, it's kind of funny because most people I see online are like, "Oh, you got to eat your words." I'm like, that's fine. Like that's not an insult.
That's what normal people do.
Yeah, they admit when they're wrong. That's fine. Like nobody, like if you were hoping that this game failed, then you're a different person. I just didn't expect it to be
Yeah,
great.
no, I wasn't hoping for it to fail. I was expecting it to fail. There's a big difference.
That's the difference. Is like Bloober's track record didn't tell me that this was going to be amazing. So, but it is. So if you enjoy Silent Hill 2, you should play it. If you enjoy horror games in general, you should play this. It's really good.
I mean, yeah, that I think even people who have not well, let's put it this way: the original still exists. So if you like the new version and have never played the original, do that too.
Yeah,
You'll have two good games telling the same story in very different ways.
Exactly. And that's it. That's mostly, well, I played a bunch of other stuff I can't tell you about, but I'll tell you about that, some of it, next week.
Oh, hey, Terrence, you want to go? Oh, never mind, he's not here.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming. Just go say. All right, let's talk about what's coming out this week. Again, we're in the thick of it. So Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, we've got Arrow 2, because we always need a new Arrow game. Balatro Special Edition, Darksiders 2.
To be fair, it's not even a new Arrow game, right? It's just a remake.
I don't know.
Oh no, I think this is the one that's the remake of the original for Game Boy Advance.
Dude, I can't keep up with all these games. The next gen version of Darksiders 2 drops this week. Drova Forsaken Kin. I swear to God, I thought that said foreskin. I was like, what the hell's going on? I'm taking by the fact that literally nobody even answered my question that nobody wanted to review Just Dance 2025.
No, I do not.
No.
Yeah, so that's out this week. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. I'm guessing that's a physical copy because it's been out for a while. Neva, which we have a code for that nobody took, so it's just sitting in my inbox.
Which one is that again?
That's from the people who made Gree.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
That Amazon online game New World Eternum is out this week. I thought that was free to play. I was wrong.
No, yeah, it's not free to play.
I have other things to say. Nico Derico, The Magical World, which looks kind of cool. It's like a Crash Bandicoot style platformer. Looks good. Squirrel with a Gun. It's out this week. So, whatever.
The greatest thing about Squirrel with a Gun is that the gun is not proportional to the squirrel.
It reminds me of the crab game. What was that? The Souls crab game?
Another Crab's Treasure.
Yeah, when he gets a gun, it's like 10 times bigger than he is.
Right, as it should be. He's a crab.
He's a fucking crab.
In Fight Crab, it's about accurate size.
That's the
to the crab.
Fucking not game of the year there.
Oh fuck! Fight Crab is so good.
8-Bit Adventures 2, Purpose 1951. I'm really interested about this next game because I have no clue what it is. But A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead. Like, how do you make a video game? I guess it's like stealth.
And it takes your sound.
Yeah, like it uses. You can turn on the mic so it could hear you.
I might be necessary. That's how they've been kind of pushing it anyway. I don't know much more because I don't watch the movies, so I don't care about the game.
I love the movies. The movies are good. Well, the third one.
Well, the game looked like a first-person version of the parts of the movies that I've seen.
Well, I'll check it out. Arsene Lupin, Once a Thief. Killing Time Resurrected, which is something I'll tell you about next week. MechWarrior 5 Clans. Tinkertown. Hot Wheels.
Go down to Tinkertown. Hey, Mickey, you know you could go down to Tinkertown?
Oh shit! Did we? I was literally like right there.
I hate this character.
No way, dude. This character is here to stay.
Oh, I know it is. That's the reason I hate this character. I want that out there when other people start sending messages in saying they hate this character too. That I'm on your side.
Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Stunt Mayhem. That's one we just talked about, I think.
Yes.
Retro Realms Ash vs. Evil Dead and Retro Realms Halloween. Again, I'll tell you about those next week. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed. Together We Live. Unknown 9 Awakening. And let me check PS5 to see if there's anything different. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Arizona Sunshine Remake. That's it. So I go back to that Unknown 9 game. Like, I remember that game. And, like, nobody's been talking about that.
I don't remember this game at all.
It's Bandai Namco, and it's like a third-person, like, action stealth game, if I remember.
Okay.
And, like, I was interested in it when I saw the trailer.
Oh yeah, you got this weird like ghost pole thing.
Yeah, I don't...
It looks... I love the environment.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this game, but, like, everybody stopped talking about it.
I don't even remember it. Not that I watched all the conferences, so maybe that's how I skipped it, but, like, I've never seen this game in my life.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss at this point. Like, nobody's talked about it since that one trailer. I think it was at an Xbox show. And, like, it's out this week, which is crazy. Checking Xbox One and PS4, I don't see anything new that's not already been mentioned. So we'll go to the Switch and wrap this up. Gym Business Fitness Empire Simulator. The Escapee. Viking City Tycoon. 9 RIP. Morning Tide. Crow Country coming to Switch finally. Nairi, Rising Tide. Alchemist, the Potion Manager. Amelia's Garden. Ast Libra, Gaiden, the Cave of Phantom Mist. Core Keeper. Dungeons 4. Egg Console, Undead Line, MSX2. Eternites. Football League Cup Arcade Soccer Simulator. Froggo Deluxe. Fruit Party Suika Casual Puzzle. Hentai Waifu. There we go. Little Legs. Line. Metro. Pharaoh's Riches. Real Hentai. Wow.
Oh, God.
Recollect. Storm Edge. Supermarket Grocery Simulator. Tales from the Arcade, Fart Mania. Okay. Tintin Reporter, Cigars of the Pharaoh. What? Yinglet. Idol Company, Supply Frontline. It Could Happen to You. Rookie Boxing, Stick Combat Fighting Platformer, The Seed Unit 7, and finally, Super Mario Party Jamboree.
That's the only game I gave a shit about.
Yep. That's why I saved it for last. Alright, it is time for some news. We're going to start with 343 Industries has been rebranded as Halo Studios. Halo is moving to Unreal Engine 5, and they're hiring for a new beginning of the studio. Multiple Halo projects are in development.
Okay.
Please be excited.
Yeah, please clap.
Seems like Halo Master Chief Collection will be getting an update in November, on November 11th as part of the 10th anniversary. Is Halo Master Chief Collection 10 years old?
I guess.
Jesus fucking Christ. Are you kidding me? I feel like that thing just got... Oh, it did just get fixed. Sorry.
Yeah, it did just get fixed. That's correct.
And then Halo Infinite's getting a third-person mode in November.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I just go into third person, I guess.
Okay. Who asked for that?
That's the number one. That's the real question.
That could be said about a lot of what 343 makes.
Starting in November, Android users in the US will be able to purchase and play games via cloud directly from the Xbox mobile app. So if you have an iPhone, get fucked.
The biggest part of that news, which is something that we've been waiting on for a long time, is that you can play your owned games on Xbox Cloud, which is something that should have been there day one.
Well, I have an asterisk for you on that.
Okay.
It's not every game.
It's not.
They're going to roll it out in waves, like they do backwards compatibility.
Oh, cool. That's worked out so well for them.
Yeah. Hopefully your game is in the batch.
Well, I don't have any games I want to play now.
Please clap.
I did have games that I wanted to play that were owned games, but I don't now, so.
I also will tell you that there's a rumor floating around that there was an Xbox partner showcase program going to be announced this week.
What property have they partnered with to release a new controller?
Well, this is for third-party game. Basically, think of it like a Nintendo. What do they call those?
Smart-ass Ken.
Yeah, I know. I'm just rolling over it because it wasn't funny. No. No, what's the Nintendo one's called? Is it called a partner showcase? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay,
so.
It's the same thing.
Partner direct.
Oh yeah, it's always direct branded. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe Black Myth. I don't know. Like some games that have skipped Xbox. Maybe that's what this is.
Yeah, I had temporarily forgot that game wasn't on Xbox already.
Yeah, and people still don't know why.
Yeah, well.
My guess is you'll never know why. All right, PlayStation news. Hey, the Until Dawn movie has wrapped filming.
Didn't even know there was an Until Dawn movie.
I didn't even know it had started filming. But apparently it's done. Please be excited. I was like,
yeah, that's.
I don't think anyone's excited after the nightmare of this new version.
Oh, dude, that new version is so bad.
Didn't they just take down the old version?
I think that was a bug, thankfully. But
okay.
I know. I think I sent you guys that tweet of that person who was like, "Here's the old compared to the new," and everybody thought the old was the new. What are we doing? Little Big Planet 3 and its DLC are being delisted from the PlayStation Store on October 31st.
Well, they have a new mascot now. Sorry, Sackboy.
Yeah, Sackboy, you're done. You're getting sacked. So much so that you're being fucking delisted.
I assume it's music, right?
Yeah, it's got to be music. They don't specify here, but yeah, it's got to be music. Which I don't understand why don't they just take it out, or change it or something. I've never understood that with video games. TV shows do it all the time. Supernatural when it streams, takes out the licensed music.
Yeah. Constantine did that too.
Yeah.
The TV show. What I don't understand is after the first one had to be pulled quickly, right? And I think destroyed or whatever, because it had a song that recited Quran.
Oh, Cocteau Chojin.
No.
Little
Big Planet.
Little Big
Planet. Oh, Little
too.
Big Planet. Sorry. I thought you were talking about different one.
Yeah, no. So I figured, maybe they'd just write original music for the second one, but they didn't for that either.
You would think they would do that for racing games too, but then you got the license of the music and the cars, so.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. But although you did get your yearly Cocteau Chojin reference.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad
No,
you
I think
managed to squeeze that one in.
I think we've referenced it earlier this year.
Damn. Okay, well, it got 2 references. I still remember throwing all those games
We've
away.
talked about it more than anyone else has or
I
should.
mean, that's definitely true.
That's okay, though. Cocteau Chojin was ahead of his time.
It was definitely
Dude, I won't
not.
even defend that game. Come on. You know I love my crappy fighting games, but I won't even defend that thing. Ugh. Alright, PlayStation Plus Premium Extra for October. Dead Island 2, 2 Point Campus, The Dark Pictures, The Devil in Me, Gree, Return to Monkey Island, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, Firefighting Simulator, The Squad. Squad up, firefighters. Overpass 2, Tour de France 2023, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and then your classic games and VR games are The Last Clockwinder, Siren, R-Type Dimensions EX, and fucking finally Dino Crisis. Nintendo, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund trims its stake in Nintendo. Last week, multiple outlets reported that they plan to increase their shares in Nintendo.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Nintendo announced Nintendo Alarmo.
I gotta say, I do love the fact that if you snooze it too many times, the fucking Guardian from Breath of the Wild zaps you. Do you see that today?
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
Like,
It like plays the Guardian sound over and over again.
this thing is a perfect example of we give Nintendo a free fucking pass. This is $100 alarm clock.
Yeah. Okay.
$100.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess what are you equating this to for another company?
I'm not. That's my
What
point.
I'm saying is,
Well, okay,
it's weird. I mean, they were toy manufacturers,
But they're
I
not
think that-
anymore. That's my point. You can't go back to like 1940 and be like, well, they were, but they're not.
But I think all of their
they
designs
license the
of
shit out of all of it.
Let me ask you a question. If PlayStation had announced a fucking alarm clock, okay,
I would think it was goofy as shit. Just like I think this one's kind of goofy as shit. But the difference that you're not accounting for is the fact that I love Nintendo's characters.
that's fine. But are you going to buy a $100 alarm clock?
No.
Exactly.
I cannot buy it.
That's
I
my
cannot
point. Is
buy
the
it,
free
but
pass?
I don't. Why is it a free pass?
Because people are buying it.
That's exactly my point too. I don't care if it exists. They're not.
Right.
It's not like you're hindered from playing their games if you don't own it.
You don't
Yeah,
know that
it is.
yet. That might happen.
It's not
But
like
they never even did that with like me stuff.
I know.
Or,
I'm just
not
fucking.
me,
I'm just
Amiibo.
being facetious about this whole thing because I see Twitter like, yeah, I bought it.
yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. I think a $100 alarm clock is silly in the world of smartphones anyway. But I think, I mean, here's what I'm gonna say. Nintendo always surprises me with the goofy shit that they decide to do that takes advantage of their properties. And you know what? Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, it ends up being a lot cooler and more successful than anybody gives it credit for when they make the announcement. So I remember the Nintendo Labo announcement and how universally shit on that was. And we bought my son a couple of those, and guess what? They were actually pretty fucking cool.
Where are they now?
Huh?
Where are they now?
Well, they're upstairs
Oh, most people put them in the dumpster
with a Switch.
next to my headset.
Well,
It's a shame because I actually want a set of those.
where are most of the things that you bought to mess around with your kids 10 years ago?
In the garage in a
8
bin.
years ago.
next,
Right, exactly.
next to the VR headset.
No, that's in the landfill. That's a different place.
Right, well, at least this biodegrades.
You go up to your son's room one day and be like, "What's this fucking dust on the floor?" Oh, it's Labo. It's it biodegrades into a shape of Mario's fucking face.
I'm not going to buy this alarm clock. I think it's kind of a silly idea, but I've seen a lot of stuff from Nintendo that I thought was kind of a silly idea that ends up being a little more quaint than I give it credit for. So we'll see.
Oh,
I'm not buying an alarm clock, but more power to them if they can sell a whole bunch of alarm clocks.
I think my favorite tweet.
I have stock in Nintendo, so I hope it does very well.
I think my favorite tweet from this, somebody said, somebody's going to wake up one morning and be jerking it to the Mario coin sound.
Jesus Christ.
Because it senses your movement. We should probably clarify. It senses your movement.
It does.
So, like, if you just, like, tugging it, be like, ding, ding, ding. And Mario pops up on the clock. He's like, "Hey, jerking it guy, I want to tell you, if you jerk it like this."
Hey, jerking it guy.
Oh, Anthony's over there just with his head in his hands, like, what is happening? Oh,
you were spot on. Oh my god!
Hey,
all right.
Jerking it guy.
Hey, jerking it guy, I want to tell you, Mario's coins are going to jingle jangle every time you slap your nuts. All right, this next story
is just bad. It's not that it's just unfunny. It's bad.
If it's unfunny, why are you laughing?
Because I feel like I'm going crazy.
I love it, Ken, and I hope this character stays around.
All right, the next news story about Nintendo. Anthony, you and I were both going to do this. Nintendo announced a new test for Nintendo Switch Online. It went live to people to sign up. It lasted 5 seconds.
Well, I mean, even then, it told me straight up, like, you're not qualified to enter because I'm in Canada.
Dude, I was literally on the website because I just happened to be at work, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to sign up for this. So I refreshed the page at 11 a.m. Eastern, and as soon as I hit submit, it said it's already full. Like, that's crazy. Also, apparently there's an NDA on this thing, and the app is 2.2 gigabytes, and nobody knows what the fuck this is. But I promise you this. You got 10,000 people that signed up. We will know as soon as it happens.
Oh, we will know, 100%. That secret will not last. That is...
I feel like they don't understand how some people don't use the same information to sign up for, like, social media.
Yeah. All right. What do we got here? Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming to Steam later this month. Bakeru is getting a physical version for Switch. February 25th. That's not the best way to play that game, but there it is. Goat Simulator Remastered launches November 7th. Will be in Game Pass. Red Dead Redemption is releasing, including an Undead Nightmares, coming to PC on October 29th. You know what else comes out on October 29th?
What's that?
Sony just can't stop fucking up. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered.
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
That game is cursed.
Yep.
But we have Breath of the Wild.
Comes out 2 days later, right?
Dragon Age.
Yes.
Yep. Trust me, I know. According to Jason Schreier, Blizzard is working on an Overwatch mobile game. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
How about fixing the main game?
That's stupid. I want to tell you how exciting this season was for me. I think I only played 25 hours this season, and I'm literally 50-50. So much fun.
Just you're not the fact that you're like played like just 20-ish hours.
That says a lot, dude.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like, 'cause seasons are like, I think was it 9 weeks, I think? And I think my total playtime is like 25 hours.
That's
Yeah. I want you to know that 2 seasons ago I played 95 hours.
and that was low.
Yes, that's low for a season for me. We got some more old games being announced for new systems, which is awesome, but these are a little weird. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles is coming January 23rd.
Which is a cool game.
It's a cool game, but I think we all forget it's fucking hard.
Very hard. The platforming in it is very difficult.
Yeah, like I hope they fix some of that, because if it's that hard, I'll probably like make it through like level 1 and be like, I'm done. This next one is a little weirder in the category of like, it's cool that it's happening, but who asked for these games? Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6, which were, by the way, never numbered 4, 5, and 6. They were Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, Chronicles, and Angel of Darkness, which...
I know Angel of Darkness has never been numbered, but I swear I've seen 4 and 5 be labeled 4 and 5.
Pretty
But
sure
on
the box
reissue.
art does not have the
Yeah,
On
numbers.
I don't
reissues,
remember
I
it.
think. Hold on, give me a second.
I will say this, though. Angel of Darkness is a total curiosity for me, because they would have had to do a lot.
Yeah, that game's ass.
That game was so fucking broken when it came out that it was just like, how do you even release this? So I don't know, man. What else we got here? Konami and FIFA signed a deal for 2 FIFA Esport World Cups. Okay. A sequel to Alien Isolation is in early development, which is cool. Ubisoft is
One of those
apparently...
games that I never played that game because obviously that's not really my jam. That's one of those games where I feel like the prevailing sentiment around that game is so different now than it was when it came out.
In some circles, yes.
I feel like there's a lot more people that enjoy that game now than the press at the time would have indicated.
The press at the time hated the game because it was literally just you're being hunted by one thing the entire game kind of thing. So they didn't really care for it. But as an Alien game, it's damn near perfect. Like, it's exactly what you want from if you're like wanted to make a game based on those movies, at least the first one. That's what it was. Motherfucker, this don't count. You're an hour and 40 minutes late.
Just how fast he dipped.
That might be the funniest shit I've ever seen. Alright, when he gets back. Ubisoft is apparently going to be bought out by Tencent. Okay. Universal is working on a movie based on Shinobi. What are we doing?
Everybody remembers the story of Shinobi, right?
Ninja.
Yeah, that's it. That's the story. Congratulations.
Ninja.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Oh, shit.
Oh, man, they need to bring back Tenchu.
They do, but who's going to make it now?
Oh, that's a great question.
Like, if I had to pick a developer to make a new Tenchu. I mean, to be fair, in the 360 days, it was before we knew what Dark Souls was, but like the last people to touch Tenchu were From Software, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. But, I don't know. What else we got here? Splinter Cell remake is rumored. It's still in development. It's being built in the Snowdrop engine. Release date could come in 2026. There also is a rumor that they're making an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake for November 2025. And Ubisoft plans to release 10, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Assassin's Creed games in different sizes over the next 5 years. So
They really learned nothing.
I was going to say, we're going to do this again, huh? All right. See if there was any other news that kind of cropped up later in the week. This makes for good radio.
It does, yeah. Excellent radio.
Do y'all see that Croc remaster? It's going to be the bomb. Can't wait for that. Nope, there's no more news. So let's do an email, which I do have one, from your friend, Ryan.
Yes.
Peter.
Yep.
Let me load up the emails. Sorry, I should have had this open already. So Peter writes in and says, "Hey, you guys, I've been playing Dead Space for the first time, the OG Xbox 360 version. It's fun, it's fun but scary. So far, the save points are spaced out well. Maybe because I'm playing on easy. Is Roblox the console of the generation? I love accessibility to gaming for the younger generation through Roblox. Ultimately good for gaming, in my opinion."
Agreed. Yeah.
Either that or Fortnite, one of those two.
Yeah, I mean the fact that, as I mentioned, I think it was last week, the fact that you don't even have to worry about buying games anymore if you're a kid is, I think, great. It gives more people access to gaming than would have had it when we were kids.
Yeah,
which I think is a benefit.
Like, I see that stuff and I have no interest in it, but I'm glad that they can do that.
I'm glad it exists. Yeah.
Not for me, but super cool that it's out there. As long as they're not ripping off kids, because that's fucked up. Don't do that.
Yeah, and as long as the creators get paid well, that's like the people who create the content. As long as they get paid well, I'm fine.
Yes.
What I don't want is for a bunch of people to be creating content for that game and then make nothing off of it while the Roblox corporation profits massively.
Yeah, I definitely see that. My son makes logos and emblems and gun skins in that game. And he gets
nice
Roblox coins or whatever for it. So
right.
I guess you have to make so many Roblox coins. I don't know how it works, but he told me, he's you got to make so many Roblox coins before you can cash it out for real money. So
yeah. All right.
Yeah, dude, I have no idea. Of course he thinks he's going to make $1 million. I'm like, you'd be lucky if you make 10. But, as long as you're enjoying it, who cares?
That's all that matters.
Yep.
Hi, Terrence.
Hey, how you doing?
Are you sure you're going to work this time? Because the show's almost over.
Yeah, I know. I came just in time to tell everybody to have a good night. Make sure that you vote. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm good. Yeah,
get out and vote.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking we're still a month out from all that,
we still got a little way.
But it's less than a month.
Early voting is live in Ohio, so
it is.
It is. Yeah. Like I said, I mailed in my ballot yesterday.
I want to tell you that I got a flyer in my mailbox. Was it yesterday that told me I need to make America great again?
No, of course you did.
I did.
First of all, you're lucky if you just got a flyer in your mailbox, because I've gotten 45 flyers per day, and I'm like, oh my god, where they get all this paper from?
I'm gonna tell you
Jesus
this.
Christ.
Kamala emails me every day.
Oh, every I get 6 text messages and 2 emails every day.
Yeah. Kamala, Timmy, fucking Barack, Barry, he emails me on occasion.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, I get them from Gavin.
I got a text message from Gavin Newsom yesterday, and so did my wife.
That's cool.
Oh.
I'm glad you guys are still,
Is he well?
close.
Is he good? He's good.
He seems to be doing well. Yeah.
Are you guys swinging?
That's good.
No.
No.
See, Terrence, you're gonna have to listen back to this episode because you missed a classic. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
No, I mean you can. I'm going to listen to it. I listen anyway. I typically cut it on when it comes live, and I'm doing something or whatever.
It's fine.
So
Anthony's pissed. Anthony's pissed because he don't like it. It's fucking.
Oh, really?
It's fucking hilarious. Don't listen to
irritating.
Anthony.
Great.
Don't
I'll
listen
make
to
sure it
Anthony,
gets
it's great.
clipped. We'll have to, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna listen.
All right. All right. Next part of the email, he says, you guys talk a lot about how much you would pay for a new console. With that in mind, how much is the max you would pay for the next Nintendo console? My guess is that it starts at $499 with a lesser $399 budget version.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I think, my price for a new Nintendo console is higher than my price for a new PlayStation or Xbox console because
Nintendo.
A, I love Nintendo, and B, because we haven't got a new Switch, or we haven't got a real new Nintendo console in 7 years now, right?
Yeah, 7 years.
But I'd say, I don't know, I'd probably pay up to $500 for one, but I expect actually it to come in around 400 again.
My guess is 400.
That's interesting what you said, that you get a higher threshold to Nintendo than Sony and them.
Dude,
and I'm just thinking about that because
for as many times as people have accused me and other members of the podcast of being Sony fanboys or Xbox fanboys or whatever, I will freely admit that I'm a Nintendo fanboy. So
yeah, Nintendo is the golden child. Like the other two fight for. Like I don't play everything on my Nintendo, but I will always buy a Nintendo.
Sure. And I'm the same way. I think it's just, I never really thought about it the way that he verbalized it. But that's interesting because especially if you think about the fact that you're going to get a lesser powerful system from Nintendo,
sure,
right? So you're saying like, I'll pay more. And I'm like, for real, I don't want to have to pay the same amount that a Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 would cost me for a Nintendo system because I know it's less than. Now, would I pay it? Yes, because it's Nintendo, which we've all apparently admitted that we are all Nintendo fanboys. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the reality is I'm paying it's a different sale because in the case of Xbox and PlayStation, the power matters because I'm buying a system there to play all the third-party games on, right? And I'm buying a system to play exclusives on or whatever. What I'm paying for when I buy a Nintendo system is access to Nintendo's catalog. That's what I'm buying.
Yep.
So really, the power is whatever Nintendo defines it as. What I'm buying is access to another generation of Nintendo's catalog. However they've defined their power for this generation, that's what I'm buying into because I know that it comes with a new Mario and a new Zelda and a new Kirby and all of that stuff.
Yep, it's all about the Nintendo
games. But you're buying into it for the last generation stuff, right? Like you're to access to their older stuff as well, right? Like that's the boon that you see from it.
No, it's just it's the new games,
the new stuff.
Oh, you said when you buy into it, you're buying into the past Nintendo stuff. Like you're buying into everything that they offer. So I took that to mean as you're saying you're getting this new Nintendo system. Yeah, I might have to pay what I'm paying for a Series X, but not only am I going to get these Switch 2 games, but I'll have access to Game Boy Color and whatever else.
No.
I thought that's what you were saying.
When I say access to their catalog, I mean new games from their established characters. They're established.
Oh, okay. Because catalog makes it seem like
no.
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
Whatever they're doing
what
next.
I mean is, I get access to the next generation of Nintendo games is what I'm buying access to. And the power, like I said, doesn't really matter because the power is defined as whatever Nintendo defines it as for this generation of their catalog.
Did we
which
all
again is completely, I will admit, completely hypocritical with respect to the way we talk about Nintendo and Xbox, but I'm not buying a Nintendo to play third-party games on. I am buying a PlayStation and an Xbox to buy third-party games on.
Sure.
In my opinion, they don't even compete. Like, they're not even competitive. They're not even competitor systems.
Yeah, no, and I don't think that they are either. Because they do different. I mean, you already said it very clear. They do different things. I mean, you're buying those other ones for third-party stuff, and Nintendo for Nintendo stuff.
Even Microsoft and Sony don't think about them as competitors in the same way because Microsoft and Sony have both put their games on Nintendo
Yep.
this generation. So, and the only reason they did that, the only reason Sony at least did that was because they were, or in the Xbox's case, was because they were forced to with MLB's show.
Mm,
They ain't putting any of the rest of their shit on there.
I
Yeah.
got you.
No, but they'll put it
Yeah.
on Nintendo because they know they're going to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because, again, they don't consider Nintendo to be a real competitor in the same way Microsoft is. They're not competing for the same dollars.
No,
Right.
they're absolutely not.
Nobody's buying a Nintendo so they can play the next generation of Madden better.
No.
Like that's just not what's
They
happening.
didn't buy that for
Completely
Mortal
different.
Kombat 1. Like, yeah,
No,
I got you.
not.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that I had never really heard it like worded like that. But that's because I think everybody pays them, because it's Nintendo. But to answer your question, Anthony, did I have a Wii U? Yes, I did, but I only had it for like a weekend. Like I didn't keep it that long. Like because I played something on there and I was like, oh, this is cool. Nah. Like,
no, dude, I was there day one. I was the only one at the launch event.
I played the shit out of my Wii U. Like
we all bought
a whole
into
bunch
it
of physical games for it.
To some extent, right? We all bought into it, even though arguably it's their worst console.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to debate that. I was just saying, okay, but yeah, what would you say would be worst?
Virtual
Boy.
No, I'm not counting.
Well.
I'm not counting that. That's so bad.
Home console, I still think it would be a toss-up between, like, I know a lot of people have nostalgia for it, but N64, GameCube, they weren't bangers.
I disagree on that.
Like, N64 had a couple of, like, huge games, but, like, for the most part, there's only 300 games on that thing.
I'm not yet, but Wii U has a bunch of games, but I would say
quality,
most of them are not worth
playing. The quality of the Wii U games is outstanding.
There were some great games on Wii U.
There was some great games.
Well, to be clear, my comment was more for the N64.
If we go through the catalog, we probably have all of the same games. Not that many.
I said it was close. I didn't say it was like everybody immediately points the finger at the Wii U as the worst Nintendo console, but like, man, the GameCube just didn't have the bangers.
The Nintendo ones. That's it.
That's what's good on the GameCube.
I disagree.
Same thing with the N64, but the N64 had Rare, so I guess you get that.
Well, N64 also had Aki.
Oh, wow.
Sure, okay, okay, I'll give you that one. But come on, the GameCube, like...
For a second, I was really confused. I was like, did he say the N64 was sick? Like it had a fucking virus? What is Aki? But then I was like, oh, shit, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the wrestling games were as big a contributor to N64's success as anything.
Yeah, like my girlfriend
the Wii U has become the worst point. Like there's nothing on there other than Xenoblade Chronicles X at this point.
Dude, even the worst Nintendo console is still a must buy. Sorry.
Yeah. So like to me,
well,
it's
the thing that's they have both as a positive and a negative. They have released most of that library on the Switch.
Most.
Still
missing a few bangers.
But to me, it's like
Wind Waker. Sorry.
Wind Waker. Yeah.
The Zelda games and then Xenoblade, and that's it.
I saw some motherfucker on Twitter say Wind Waker was the worst Zelda the other day. I was like, man, if we were in the same room, we need to talk.
Won't take a seat.
How?
Why don't you have a seat? We're going to have a conversation that you're not going to like. Don't you come after my Wind Waker, boy.
No, I liked Wind Waker. But no, excuse me, I think too, and I know y'all, I didn't peep y'all literally at the end. You're doing the emails. Damn. I like or what I'm curious about with this new Switch is if they continue that backwards compatibility. Like, are we going to get all the stuff that we have on the Switch right now? So the N64 games, the Sega games, the Game Boy games.
I think that NSO continues. I do.
Well, I mean, they're testing that thing that requires NSO.
Yeah, but that's
we
for
don't
the
know what
Switch.
that thing is.
Right, but why would you be investing this much time and effort into something that you don't carry over?
That's fair, but let's also remember that the Switch is going to live for at least another 2 years, even after the Switch 2 comes out, because there's so many people that have one.
But again, I can't see you investing this much time into something that you aren't going to carry over.
No, I think the Switch 2 is going to be...
Like their games that they're putting out right now they're not, these... Like, the new Zelda game isn't another Tears of the Kingdom sized game.
No. These are games that were supposed to be... I think a lot of these games were supposed to be Switch 2 games, but Switch 2 was delayed. Let's just be frank about that.
Yeah.
Because these games run like ass. I'm just going to say it. Like they just do. Even for Switch standards, they run like shit.
I have heard, could be wrong, but it's apparently the engine, because I don't know if it was Digital Foundry. Somebody told me that they tried to test it on an emulator, not the Link's Awakening one as a comparison, and even then the game still has issues. So it's like the engine itself.
Well, I don't doubt that. Not well optimized, because it's not. And this is why people go crazy on Twitter, like, who made this game? Like, none of these are internal Nintendo games.
I think this is Grezzo.
Yeah, this is Grezzo.
Who do good work,
Sure, but they're limited to what they can do with the Switch, for sure.
Well, they've always been stuck on limited hardware, because they're the ones that did the Zelda remasters, right? The Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. And then they did, what was the game? They did their own adventure game as well. Ever Oasis, I think.
Okay.
So they always were stuck on older hardware, so that's not a very surprising space to be in.
Did y'all talk about the Pokemon leak? I'm sure you did.
No, I don't care.
No.
Oh, well, okay. All right.
Like, I don't...
It seems like it's personal information that was stolen.
Yeah, and future, like, game stuff.
Well,
but, like,
I guess, yeah, but it was the access point to the employee that, I guess, left the stuff open. Like, that information was there, but it was more like the Insomniac. Is that Insomniac? Leak, where,
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about Switch 2 code names and the Gen 10 Pokemon, and then there's a lot of like uncut stuff of past games, like music and stuff like that was put out there too. It's a lot of stuff that somebody like you, art-wise, probably would find interesting.
It's one of those, I don't know, I'm always kind of torn. If it's on new stuff that isn't out yet, I don't know.
You guys I just want to say that you guys are some of the most upstanding white people that I know. I just want you all to know that right on the phone, because all of y'all niggas have qualms about this shit. You're like, well, I'd be iffy about it if it's not out. And I'm not downplaying either. Like, that's some good ass shit. Like, I'm happy that y'all like that. I don't give a fuck. If it hits the internet, I'm going to look at it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Like, I didn't put it up there. Like, shit.
I think it's one of those things where I don't mind looking at stuff from games that are already out, because that's interesting just to see the design process.
Well, that's actually what I was talking about more for you, because it's like Black and White 2, like a lot of the old
stuff. I'll probably look into then, but like
you probably find some of that art interesting.
Newer stuff, I do not want to know, because it's just, it feels unfair to see something that somebody hasn't said, like, go ahead and listen to.
Yeah, I got
you. But I've listened to demos of songs that never see the light of day. So I don't know, maybe that morally goes against what I'm saying now. It's just with video games, I think it's just such a huge, big thing to even make a video game that, like, I don't really want to see it until it's done, and then we can go over. Because like, I remember seeing, this is kind of the reason why, I remember seeing screenshots and videos of early Twilight Princess, and some of that stuff is not in the final game, and it kind of bothered me, because I was like kind of excited for some of the stuff I saw.
Stuff happens to me with like movie trailers, because there's lots of movie trailers that have scenes that is in the trailer like, oh my god, that's awesome, but it's not in the fucking movie at all. So I get you. I got it. Okay. No, and like I said,
but if I look it up on purpose, then I'm doing it to myself, especially when it's like leaked illegally.
Right. But yeah, I think you would find some of that past stuff interesting. But yeah, so yeah, that stuff was leaked and it's on the internet. So whatever.
It's on the internet, so it's everybody's business.
Basically.
Hey,
All right.
Mickey.
Oh, fuck.
See, he's laughing. He don't even know what's happening.
I know, but that was funny. I don't know. I'm gonna
All right. He says, lastly, thank you for the Astrobot recommendation. I had a chance to demo at an airport in Paris. It was pure joy. That's a weird place to play a video game, isn't it?
If it's there and you're there.
Yeah, hell
That's
yeah. But
fine.
that's interesting. Actually, you know what? At an airport, that's super cool because think about how many times you go and you delayed. Like, I don't think I've been at an
usually
airport
go
where
eat.
all my shit's been on time. Oh, really?
Yeah, I
it's
usually just
typical
go
you
eat.
too.
Yeah,
or get a drink or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go get some food. He says, love you guys. Missed you, Anthony. Keep up the great work. Peter, do any of you guys have TikTok or Instagram channel to follow? I don't use X/Twitter.
No.
I don't either. I know Anthony
Yeah,
has
I'm on Threads.
Threads.
Lord
Jesus.
Magnus. I mean, I don't know. I don't even really use it for real. I think I have like 2 posts. And then Anthony.
That's what I was going to say. You guys like,
berating me on there.
everybody's like, I'm on Blue Sky. You tweet like once a month. Like, cool.
I don't even think I did.
There's so much news on Blue Sky. Totally.
Yeah, I don't have a Instagram or a. I mean, isn't Instagram like packaged with Facebook? So
No, that's.
I'm sure maybe I have a
or is
login
it-
account.
Is that Zucks now? Instagram and Threads, like those are combined, right?
Those have
think
always
so.
been Zucks.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
I mean,
yeah.
Instagram has been for years now,
Okay.
probably a decade.
Dude, I don't have an Instagram or a TikTok or any of that stuff.
Any of that.
Like I have a
That's,
Twitter account solely to get news.
I'm not really a social media person with the exception of X,
Twitter.
which I do enjoy. That's a lie. I don't enjoy it.
No, it's not an enjoyable place.
It's a good source of news.
Yes.
I feel like after the election I might get rid of my Twitter account.
I literally only keep it for news. That's 100% the only thing I keep it for. That's how I do the news on the show, is like a Twitter account that I follow, which if you don't follow him, Noble, he's great for posting news. So, and he does a weekly recap every week of all the news, which is what I use to do the news.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, but I have no desire for a TikTok. So
It's so funny because we talked about this in the Discord this week. Like, we have a Facebook page for the site that ain't been updated since like 2018.
And I saw that you had Dynasty Warriors 9 or something on there. I was like, whoa,
yeah.
shoot.
Like, I don't even have a Facebook account. Like, I don't even think I can access it anymore because I think the admin is the account that I deleted.
It's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
so whatever. Hope y'all follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, right.
Oh, anyway, let's go to Twitter and get out of here. Jeremy comes and says, hey guys, as usual, not much on the gaming front, but I watched SpaceX catch that massive booster for the first time. It's pretty awesome to see science fiction become reality. I hope you all have a great week. I saw tweets about that.
Yeah, listen, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
But
SpaceX stuff is usually impressive.
it's got smart people working for him.
Yes. Should
That's the
clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Perfidy says, what's up, fellas? It's been a while. I'm seeing and hearing dudes saying that this gen is silent and is the worst because there are no games. I don't know what the hell they're talking about because I've been playing nothing but bangers from indie to AA to AAA and first-party games. I think the conversation is that how many of those could you have not played if you stayed last gen? And it's not a high number.
Yeah, it's not high at all.
Yeah.
That's the problem
And-
there.
And it's mostly from one side. Like there's not as much of a reason to have an Xbox.
No, and to be fair, the PlayStation has, 3 games that are not
Spider-Man
playable?
2, the Horizon Dawn DLC, which is big enough, I assume, to
Dark
count.
Souls and Ratchet and Clank.
Demon Souls.
Sorry, Demon
Ratchet
Souls and
Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
Astrobot.
Yep. So I mean, it's decent now, but we're 4 years in.
I'm just gonna look up PS5 exclusives because I know we're missing some. Spider-Man 2.
You said that first.
Did I? Oh, fuck
Yeah.
me then. Whatever. Death Stranding 2 will be there.
I haven't played that.
Some of these, yeah, Returnal. There was Death Stranding 2 twice here, which is.
I mean, if you got to list a game twice, you
Stellar Blade.
That's not Sony though.
No, but it's also only on one console. I mean, guess Black Myth Wukong sort of counts too.
Well, if you want to go that route, there's plenty of third party. Yes. Well, we were just discussing first party.
True. I don't know. I just don't see. Yeah, like.
There's definitely been great games.
I'll catch up at some point. I'm assuming the next console will be backwards compatible.
I think console. I've said this.
PS5 games I missed.
I've said this 1,000 times, but I think consoles are basically phones now. They're just going to play all the old shit anyway.
Basically, you're right.
So, he also says, "Hey Ken, Salem's Lot was not good." Man, people are so picky about movies. It was a vampire movie. Like, it was fine.
I haven't seen it yet. Wait, I thought it was a show. It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's just a 2-hour movie. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I thought they redid it. I thought I read it as
this is
a series.
the third. This is the third redo, right? Because they did the first one in the 70s, they did another one in the 90s, I think, and then now this is this is the third one.
I've seen the one in the 90s, but I'll have to watch this one.
They also made a fucking sequel, Return to Salem's Lot, which is,
I have never seen that.
I've never seen that. No. He also says
a book.
Oh, speaking of horror movies, because this is the only time it seems worthy to mention it.
Spooky season
for the first time.
What did you watch? Sorry.
The Omen.
Oh, there's like 17 of those movies, right?
The original, the first Omen.
Nice.
That movie holds up pretty well. I think there was like one time where I was like, "Oof, that effect does not hold up."
Well, I mean, yeah, you go back to these movies, and a lot of people using practical effects and some generic ass CGI. And
you watch somebody gets decapitated. And in that decapitation moment, it looks amazing. And then they focus a little too long on the face of the dummy head in like a reflection. And I'm like, I can tell it's a dummy head.
Nice.
That movie was great.
Yeah, the classics are good. He finally says, "I got myself a ROG Ally because I'm always on the go nowadays because of travel and work. Bruh, I am impressed." I've heard those are very good.
I've heard it's a cool system. Yeah, I messed with one at Best Buy for a little bit. I could not. My only issue with the Ally, because obviously it's got more power than the deck. My issue with it was the UI. I was not as much a fan of the UI.
I've heard that it uses that Armory crate thing or Armory whatever, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's like it got the Windows UI too, like because it's a Windows machine. So, I just. It wasn't my thing, but I'm impressed with the power that it has.
Yeah, they're making a new one, right?
They are, yes.
Yeah,
it's a big boy. It's like $900 or something.
Yeah, that's a lot. I might get the X, but I don't. The 900.
Why does everybody call it the Roger Ally? Is it just like a?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Just a goof on the name,
I guess. Hey, Roger, let me tell you about this.
Hey, Mickey, let me tell you about Roger.
Roger's got a good CPU. Got a decent graphics card, too. You can boot up just about anything on this machine, and you can play it through Windows.
See, you guys complain that we don't have characters anymore. This is why.
Yeah,
because they want characters.
Oh
man, that's funny because I've been like toying with coming up with like a character for myself for something.
We used to do characters all the time.
Oh yeah, a lot.
But
the intro to episode 1.
The energy's just a little bit different now that we're not doing these in person anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we did whole skits with like Mortal Kombat happening in the pit in Jason's hair.
And we did. That is true. It's on video somewhere.
It's on a YouTube channel somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for this week. If you want to tweet at us, we're on Twitter. That's ZTGD Radio. If you want to shoot us an email, it's podcast at ZTGD.com. If you want to visit us on Facebook, it's there.
It exists.
But it's there.
It's there. What's funny is like when I was on there, there's a comment on one of the posts of somebody like, I need to reach out to you. I was like, well, hope it wasn't important.
You're right, man.
No, I bet it was about some sort of laptop screen.
Oh, probably.
The other ZT.
Yeah,
I get emails about that all the time. It's like, I bought this. I was like, well, I'm sorry. You didn't buy it from me.
I'm sorry, you've got the wrong ZTGD.
Just hang up on. Sorry, you have the wrong number.
Who dis?
Who it is? What we talking about? Kamala, is that you? Oh, shit. Anyway, that's it. There's a bunch of games we'll talk about next week that were embargoed this week. I don't know if you had... I think you had some, Terrence, but I know I had like 4.
I think I have 1. Yeah, I know for sure I have 1.
Yeah, I think I got like 4. And I think only 2 of them were released in this decade. So...
I love when they do that. It's so weird.
You can't talk about this game from 2003.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Actually, I think I have a game from 96, 94, 95, 96, sometime around there. Can you talk about that till next week? Because you know that embargo is 30 years.
Apparently, Christopher Judge turned 60 today.
Who?
Oh, good for
Christopher
him.
Judge.
Oh, yeah, he's been on
30
Twitter, like trying to get some people to do something. I keep seeing.
He's giving his birthday speech.
I was just about to say, I guess his birthday.
Spent giving,
Right.
giving his speech.
What are you talking about? He's still giving his speech from last birthday.
This guy.
Anyway, that's it. That's it for the show this week. So unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.